Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching my channel. I welcome you to the Bars AI. So, the ChatGPT has released the insane new, powerful, and easy, superb, detail, realistic image creation. They just released with it, and I'm going to walk through it and how that photorealistic images which gonna create with a couple of prompts and with the detail of metadata. So unlike the images which multimodal LLMs are created, they might create the images, but they might miss the text images on top of it. But here into the ChatGPT 4o, the image creation has become way more detailed and user can start give the more detailed prompt and it's going to provide you the image the more realistic image and if you look at this whiteboard session, so you give the prompt where the user is like wide image with a phone of a glass whiteboard in a room or looking at a beverage. So it understand the context of that and the woman writing sporting a t-shirt with a large OpenAI logo. So the handwriting looks natural and bit messy. So it's gonna we are gonna give the detail of like how you're gonna create the image. So that's how the image comes into the realistic way of like coming out. And it's not just the image creation. Yeah, you can give the meaningful words where you can write magnetic poetry on a fridge in a mid-century home. So it's understand how mid-century home looks like with a kind of like kitchen and what kind of refrigerator they are using at this moment. So that's pretty detailed. In which understand the old and new, and it knows that what kind of dresses the person is gonna wear mid 1970. And if you look at that, so to make image 4 panels stripe and give the border and create a cotton character image, then you give the couple of prompts, it's understand and it's gonna gives it that. And science experiment, if you explain, give me an infographic explaining Newton prism experiment in a great detail. So it's gonna start showing that Newton prism experiment, so which is like light beam, sunlight beam comes and fall onto the glass prism, and it's create the spectrum of the which are the rainbow colors, and it's gonna shows like the how the light is uh, created those uh, different colors with that. So so it's that detail the images are going to. And if you look at that, the prompts are being changed. So the way you are writing a different kind of a prompts, and the GPT-4o is able to get those precise symbol, and it's going to create the image generation is more realistic ones. Either you created that, and if you look at like this to create a street sign, which you can do with the photorealistic image with two witches in their 20s. So it's understand their age and how witches gonna looks like, and what they're gonna read, and it's gonna understand the multi-turn generation. So what does that means? Like it's gonna generate a video game characters as well. So it's insane, right? It's pretty detailing, and so you can write a different objects, and if you wanted to create a plain wine glass, it's gonna do it. And most interesting part is that in the context learning, what that is means, if a user uploaded a couple of images and it's understand the sequence of the images, and it's gonna provide a detail the new image generation is gonna happen. So for example, if you created like if you uploaded a couple of images which you feels like it has to be detailed, and it's gonna detail and it's gonna change it, the whatever the couple of prompts, and it's gonna keep it into the New York City as well. So this is insane, right? And it's understand like how the realistic images has to be created, and it has its limitation. I'm not saying like it's it's kind of like it's giving that more precise, realistic images, but it has that some kind of like when you're creating a test generation, it has a limitation. But yeah, I think like multilingual test rendering with the different languages, it shows some kind of like problems. But that's okay. When you compare to the other models of the images, which is generated, which doesn't have the more realistic one, that's kind of like a way advanced image generation going to happen with GPT-4o, and it has a pretty good kind of like safety, so it doesn't going to create any abusive sexual deepfakes, and it's going to create only the real kind of people into the context. So it means like it's understand like what is a abusive language, sexual, materialistic one. So it's not going to create that. It has their own reasoning power, which is not going to create any kind of like images which is violating to that. So it's pretty powerful, the new image ones. So let's start try to create a couple of images so that you can start seeing it how realistically it's going to create it. All you need to do is like you log into your chat GPT and you click the image one. So there is a kind of option is going to comes to click the image. Once you click image, it has a canvas as well. You can write a code and convert that as to into the image as well. So it's going to understand the code and it's going to convert into the image. So let's try with the image, which is DALL-E, the image generation of ChatGPT once. So I have given a prompt and it started giving me more realistic image. And if you feel that image is not up to the stand, then you can regenerate the image as well. So it's going to give us more detail wise of the information. And I can create a mid 1970 poetry, magnetic poetry on the fridge as well. And then I can start changing the color, the places, the cupboard styles. I can change it, and I can keep this into the Bangalore city or into the New York City, which is like in the traffic. So it's more realistic one. I want you guys to go and try the GPT-4o imaging the way you are visioning to create a more realistic images. So it's way kind of like way advanced than the current image generation models. I hope you like this my video. Please like and subscribe for more video content. Thank you.